College football has been around for well over a century at this point. One of the main factors for that is the conferences. Conferences for majority of college football history have been based off of a region, but over the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of conference realignment that has been not focused on that, with blue bloods like Texas and Oklahoma moving to the Southeastern Conference when they were more based in the Plains area. A year ago, I did a research paper detailing the past and factors into why college football has always had realignment, and I'll go through them during the speech detailing the past and reasons why. One of the first athletic conferences was the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and it was founded with schools like Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, and Vanderbilt. And then later on adding more schools like LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, and Texas. However, in 1932, a lot of the founding members would leave to form another conference called the Southern Intercollegiate Conference over disputes of allowing redshirt freshman players. Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Sewanee, Tennessee, Tulane, and Vanderbilt would then also leave the Southern Conference, or also known as SoCon, to form the SEC. The reasons for the schools leaving was summed up by the University of Florida president J.J. Tiggart, saying that Florida regretted the move but believed it was necessary as the Southern Conference had grown too large. Now, over the years, more teams would leave, with Clemson, Duke, Maryland, North Carolina State, South Carolina, and Wake Forest also leaving SoCon to form the ACC. According to Brandon Gall, SoCon had a league-wide ban on postseason play, and this is why many believe the ACC got started to begin with. After formation of the SEC and ACC, we didn't see conference realignment occur too much until the 90s. The Southwestern Conference was founded in 1914 and would become a historic conference in college football, with teams like Texas, Texas A&M, SMU, TCU, Arkansas, Rice, and Baylor being founding members and staying with the conference till the 90s. However, after heavy punishments due to recruiting violations in the 80s, SMU receiving the death penalty and not playing any games in 1987 or 1988, the school's financial capabilities would begin to falter. Television revenue at this point was becoming a major reason for teams to start leaving for different conferences, especially after College Football Association began to fall apart, which had contracts with ABC and ESPN. The Texas Almanac saying in the 90s, large athletic programs couldn't meet multi-million-dollar budgets, much less thrive. Without significant television revenue from football or basketball, the Southwestern Conference had neither. Arkansas would then leave to join the SEC in 1991. Then Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and Baylor would leave to join the Big 8, which became the Big 12. Then between 2009 and 2014, college football would experience another major round of conference realignment, with almost every conference getting affected. Nebraska, Utah, and Colorado would kick it off in 2010, with Nebraska going to the Big 10 and Utah and Colorado going to the Pac-12. The Big 12 will continue to suffer, with Texas A&M and Missouri leaving to join the SEC in 2012. The Big 12 would end up adding TCU after they originally denied them after the folding of the Southwest Conference. The Big East Conference would suffer a lot. West Virginia would leave to join the Big 12 in 2012. And then Pittsburgh, Syracuse would leave to join the ACC in 2013, with Louisville joining a year after, leaving Cincinnati, Connecticut, and South Florida to start a new conference with the American Athletic Conference. Now, where we're at in the past couple years, what we've seen a lot is conferences trying to form so-called super conferences. And Pete Thamel would say it could produce a domino effect with major college sports featuring 4 16-team leagues. It would start with Texas and Oklahoma leaving to the SEC, which put them at 16, the ACC adding California, SMU, and Stanford, putting them at 17 teams, the Big Ten adding Oregon, UCLA, USC, and Washington, putting them at 18, the Big 12 losing Oklahoma and Texas added BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF this year, and also adding Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah, putting them at 16 teams, leaving the Pac-12 with only 2 teams. The downfall with the Pac-12 came down to, at one point during its media right negotiations, though the Pac-12 had a chance to agree to a new TV deal with ESPN. However, the conference fumbled negotiations, leading to ESPN walking away from the deal. There has not been a lot of conference realignment announcements over the past couple years, but the Pac-12 is still trying to bounce back, with a lot of teams being speculated. As college football continues to become more money-driven, more realignment could possibly happen when the next round of TV contracts expire in the future, as history and present have pointed towards.